Good evening, everybody. It is Holden's Horses, the HFC Club. It's Friday evening. It's just come up to 7:30 p.m. on this Friday night. And this is HHV, the judge, which stands at the old Desmond 2-2 after I came roaring back with I right. Now, I'm not going to go on about it in the rehearsal chase, but just to repeat, after I came back, no, I won't, with I right. Now, there is the judge there. Now, we're going to do two races today, as always. They're going to be the 240 at Aintree over the big fences and the 335, the final race at Sandown. So get your pens and pads ready because, folks, in 4 weeks, we have given winners every week. 8-1, 4-1, 12-1, you name it, 25s. It's been an absolute bookie, well, destruction job, and we intend to make it 5 out of 5 this week. Now, Sandown tomorrow. I am on day 2 of my card marker special. There's still time to get involved. It's been an extraordinary day one. We had Valadon at 12-1, third in the first each way. Buxted 2, the next best bet, won at Bothwell Bridge at 7-2. The next best, we had Darabin at 14-1 second, and the nap of the whole day, the Cobb second at 12-1. We always combo these. You come out with about a 40-1 on the places. You can get involved at the second link down for just £5. 7 races left. Everything covered. Biggie, nap, next best, combo them all in small each ways. We are going for it on day 2. So we smashed it up. Now, the reason it's the second link down is because the top link quite rightly belongs to the mighty Bet Goodwin. And you can get that £10 match bet. Many of you come in for this, but you can tomorrow. SH10 is your promo code, and you can bet £10 on one of our selections and get the other one completely free. For people that have been doing that, Judge, well, what can I say? I noticed some buskers on Ascot High Street. I'm not to say it was Bet Goodwin traders. I'm not like that. I'm not a person who would say that. But they seem to be wearing a lot of the branded gear. That's all I will say.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Judge, have you had a good week, mate?
I have, thank you very much. Well done with your winner, mate. I was very lucky because somebody in the office said the old drinking thing last week because I had the double, but there was one called One for the Road, another One for the Road or something. I thought, do you know what? I'm going to back that as well. So I ended up having a fair week.
Superb. Right, we're going for it, folks. It's Aintree again. It's the big fences. It's the 240. It's going to be race 1 of the challenge. Let's have a look at it now. I'm going to go first. It is the Unibet Beecher Chase. It's a grade 3. It's over 3 mile 1. And it seems such a long time ago, Judge, but week 1, we covered the Aintree big fences, mate. Your wig was black. It's that long ago.
It was.
And I gave the mighty Mac Totti for the Bowen Yard. I explained about how I felt that horse had been set up. And you don't need Einstein or you don't need Hercule Poirot to work out. I'm going for number 11 each way, Mac Totti. I'm not frightened of the step up in trip. I'm not frightened of the soft ground. I believe this horse coming to 2 out will be in the lead. It's a question of whether he stays in the lead. Now, I used to go to a shop in Scarborough. I'm a lot older. Was it younger than I look? Whatever. Anyway, I'm incredibly young. But there used to be a top men's store called Anthony Gordon's, Judge, in my hometown. And when a horse used to come like 1 or 2 out, and I used to think, if you just stay up and win, I imagine myself in the window choosing the new Pringle sweater, something like that. Well, I believe I'm going to get an Anthony Gordon menswear moment. I think Mac Totti will be leading coming to the last. But can he hang on? I believe at 8-1 with 4, 5, even some of them 6 places. I think he's an each way bet to nothing. I think if there's a horse who could do the mighty treble that's never been done, the 2 races and then go to the biggie himself, he's going to have to win, I think, tomorrow to get himself in the biggie. If he does, he'll be on around 10 stone 4, something like that. Could he do the almighty unholy treble? I think he's a horse who's got the Aintree X factor. So for me, it has to be each way number 11. I'm going in again on Mac Totti at 8-1. Your turn, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I really thought you were going to go for him. I thought there's no way you're going to give that one a swerve. So I wish you luck, because I've looked at the front end of the market here and I thought Mac Totti, bearing in mind he was 20-1 last time out, this does look a slightly better race. And
Yes.
I thought he was a little bit short. I didn't really like the other two, the Snow Leopardess and Mighty Thunder, because this race in particular, you nigh on need to always have had a run round here.
Yes.
Certainly preferences probably for more than one run. So I came down to the old course regulars, Kimberlite Candy, Burley en Rouge, and what's going to be my selection, who never wins, but today could well be the day, the enigmatic Le Broy, around 16-1 each way. He's the biggest price of the three. He's better off at the weights out of the three, and he was 5-1 for this race last year. He's run well in this race, like I say. He made a bad mistake about 4 out last year. I think that it made a big difference, but obviously the old boy Burley en Rouge won it quite comfortably in the end. So he is £3 out the handicap, but I don't think that makes a great deal of difference, because he's still well handicapped on some of his old form. And if you look at one of his runs last year, he's got a massive weight pull with Mighty Thunder. He's 2 stone better off. Was favourite to beat him at Musselburgh in the 4-mile race round there. And he's got a huge weight pull with Achille as well for the Warwick run. We've got £11 weight pull there. So I'm looking for some joy by backing Le Broy.
Well, I tell you what I will say is, I believe Aintree form is gold dust. So if you're gonna back a horse that's never run here before, it may love it, but you are taking that LOF, that leap of faith. Now, Le Broy seems to have been around for ages, Judge, but he's only 9 years old.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I can see it. 16-1 seems to be a big price. I mean, he is allergic to winning, but, you've got a lot of places to go at. So there you go, folks. The judge weighs in with number 18, Le Broy. He's out of the handicap, but he's 16-1. And I am staying loyal to a horse I believe has the Aintree X Factor. Will I be looking in Anthony Gordon's window for a new Pringle sweater? I think he's going to be leading 2 out. Can he hang on? I think he just might. It's 8-1. It's Mac Totti for me. So there you go, folks. That is our first race covered over the big fences. Don't ever say we duck a challenge. Now we got a Sandown. It's Tingle Creek Day, and of course I'm doing that special. But we're looking at the 3:35. It's the final race on the card. Gloom will be coming in, but this is a very good race. It's the Betfair Daily Rewards December Handicap Hurdle. It's a listed event. It's a Class 1. It's over the 2 miles. There'll be a bit of cut in the ground, but whatever the weather at Sandown, you have to get up that hill, Judge. Over to you, Vert.
Well, I think the front end of the market is actually stronger than the last race. I mean, you've got Hudson de Grugy, who's got fantastic course form, 3 wins in a second. Metier's a Grade 1 winner over the course and distance. And my old faithful Benson, I tipped up to them all in the office last year, which romped home in this race. He was hard to put off, but 7-2 he is now, so I'll have to give him a swerve. The one horse here that's a little bit of value's gone out, but it's still 8-1. I've backed it at double figures myself. Is Elam Valley. If you have a little look back at his first run last year, he beat Hudson de Grugy over course and distance. He's got an £11 weight pull for beating him, and yet you can back him at twice the price. Next time out, he took on Adagio in the finale at Chepstow, so that was outclassed there. And then the following time, he took on Montmoral, who arguably last year was the best novice last year, possibly. So he had his work cut out. So then he got his handicap mark and was down for the Fred Winter Boodles, and he ran a stormer and come third. 66-1. I don't think this race is quite as good as the Boodles. It's on a par. He's on the same handicap mark, but I liked his run first time out. He just had one of them runs shaped full of promise. Just sort of crept into it and didn't not get knocked about. I think today's the day for him, and I expect a big run from Elam Valley.
Elam Valley. Well, if today's the day, you've got a problem because it's Friday. But yeah. Now you are strictly correct, because you've got me on the ratings, you've got me on the weights, but I have to go with number 5, course specialist Hudson de Grugy. I do respect that Elam Valley big style. I wouldn't even put people off a tiny forecast on these two. I tipped Benson last time. I thought he was given an extremely quiet ride at Cheltenham. It's obvious what that Dr. Newland, what the doctor has ordered tomorrow, but at 7-2 in a competitive race like this, I've got to give in the Spanish Archer. You can get 6-1 Hudson de Grugy. Well, they used to say Gary Moore blind at Sandown with an incredible record. Now, that isn't quite what it was 2-3 years ago, but it's clear that this course specialist has been aimed at this race. I thought he was mighty impressive beating Will Sting here. Now, of course, this is a tougher race. But what I like about this horse, Hudson de Grugy, is the way he finishes races here. He seems to grab hold of that hill. I can see him being about 4th or 5th, coming to the last. And Jamie Moore giving him the old treatment and just easing past him. I think it's an outstanding each-way play. I do fear your selection, of course, Judge. Benson's going to run well, but Benson's got a screw loose. He's thrown away more horses than races than he's won. I've got to go at the bigger price. If you can get 6-1, 4 places on Hudson de Grugy, I would snap the bookmaker's hand off and never give him it back. So the judge goes number 9, Ellen Valley. You can get plenty of 8-1 in the village. I'm going Hudson de Grugy. Jamie Moore there. The form does tie in. I think where one finishes, the other won't be far behind. And then we go to Aintree for leg 1. We're going over the big Aintree fences yet again. We don't shirk a challenge here. I'm going for the mighty Mac Totti each way. I think he's got the Aintree X Factor. And the judge goes for the enigmatic Le Broil at 16-1. I've heard him called a lot worse words than enigmatic. Right. Yeah, and I suspect at 2:50 tomorrow, Judge, you may be shouting out your window a word that isn't as nice as enigmatic. But hey ho. So there you go, folks. Get yourselves in Bet Goodwin with the promo code SH10. You'll get a £10 match bet. You can have it on what you want, but I would suggest, given that we've given big winners 4 weeks in a row, this is without doubt the hottest tipping challenge there is anywhere, online or offline. And we're going to go for 5 weeks in a row. It's 2-2. Let's see who wins tomorrow. Good luck, Judge. Have a great weekend, mate. I'll see you back here next Friday. Folks, I'm going to be back Sunday morning on Holden Sources. Please join me at Sandown tomorrow, the second link down. We've absolutely smashed it up on day 1. I want more of the same tomorrow. But one thing I know for certain is you, the viewer, are the winner in this tipping challenge as we go for 5 big weeks in a row. Have a great time, folks. And remember, if you want big price winners, well, you know where to come. Holdens. Horses.